Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be here. This is my first YouTube video ever. And as you can see, I am mashing up some bananas, and that can only mean one thing in 2020. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but I have banana bread. I am excited to share one of the recipes that I have. I do have like a million banana bread recipes. Now, I can say that these bananas weren't as ripe as I typically like them, but I did bake them in a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes on each side with the peel on. And that's a way to kind of get those sugars out and loosen it up. I could have probably gone a little bit longer. Now, I did add the sugar. There's about a half a cup of white sugar and a half a cup of brown sugar. Now, I would say that you need to adjust that sugar based off of how sweet you like your banana bread. I would recommend anywhere between a half a cup of sugar to a full cup of sugar. Now, I'm going to start mashing everything up a little bit more with my whisk. Put my avocado masher aside. I love avocado mashers for bananas. I can say that it helps them, especially when they're super slippery, to kind of get that consistency. But I did want to make sure to incorporate the sugar with the bananas nice and good before I put those eggs in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one egg at a time. I'm going to make sure it's fully incorporated before adding another egg. Now, I can say that there are a million ways to make banana bread. So don't feel like you are limited with only using one recipe once you get it. I say experiment, think about how you like things to taste, and add things up a little bit differently the next time. Definitely try more than one recipe unless you had that go-to recipe. And I've added the second egg. Get that nicely incorporated before adding our next ingredient. Now, those eggs were room temperature. And here I have a half a cup of butter, so that is 1 stick of melted butter. And I do also have 1 teaspoon of a neutral oil. So I'm going to mix those in there. And I like the oil because it adds to the texture in a way that the butter doesn't. Not too much oil, or you can always add a little bit more butter. It's up to you. Like I said, I feel like banana bread is one of those things you can definitely make your own. And I feel like you should. Now here I have one of my faves to add to banana bread, and that is sour cream. Anytime I make banana bread, I try to play around with the flavors. You can use yogurt, you can use milk, buttermilk. I like to use sour cream because I feel like that's something I always have on hand. So anytime I do decide to use sour cream, I use between 2 to 3 tablespoons. And this recipe, I did use 3 tablespoons of sour cream. And that's regular sour cream, nothing special. And like I said, you can definitely play around with that. Now, some people like to add spice. I like to add spice to my banana bread. That is a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice, and an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. I also did add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And like I said, add the flavors that you feel that you would like and your family would like and your friends would like. And you can even make different varieties. Banana bread is pretty simple to make. Now next I have my 1 3/4 cups of flour. I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I have a little bit of baking powder, and I do have my salt. So with salt, I would say to add anywhere between a half to a full teaspoon depending on how much of sugar you're adding. And I did do 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder. I don't always add baking powder to my banana bread, but I did want to experiment to see how it would affect the texture. Now I'm going to mix these in 3 different parts just to get everything well incorporated. I would say you won't need to over mix this batter. Just make sure that the flour is completely covered, so when it bakes, it's all mixed in and touching that banana batter. So mix, 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 and always play around with your banana bread. Like I said, If you like it classic, keep it classic. You can add some chocolate chips in there, some blueberries, some strawberries. Add a nice banana on top. Add some nuts. I think that's like the classic. I love Starbucks banana bread. I have like the secret mission to figure out their recipe. Trust me, I've been experimenting so many times trying to figure out. This obviously is not that Starbucks recipe, but one day, I promise I'm going to get it. And I'm going to mix, mix, mix. I have a 350-degree oven waiting for me. Now, the pan that I do have is a nonstick pan. I do recommend, if you don't have one, to use parchment paper and make sure that you butter the pan. I did butter this pan really, really well. You can use oil, you can use shortening, and definitely line if you don't have that nonstick. I find it difficult to line with parchment paper when I'm using a nonstick pan. I like the ease of pulling the bread out, but at the same time, I feel like it falls right out once the banana bread is cooled. So we're going to get that into the oven after getting this banana bread batter into the pan. It was a struggle. I am left-handed and my camera was on the left side. I don't know why I do that to myself, but I managed to make it through. This is probably the sloppiest way that I ever put banana bread batter into a pan, but we made it through. And don't worry, I'm going to scrape all of that off and I'm going to get it in. And I promise the next banana bread recipe, because there will be more, will be a little bit more smooth with the batter. I'm trying, y'all. I really want to share the different things that I love to cook in my kitchen on YouTube. I feel like YouTube is a great community. I know that there's a lot of people who would love to tell me about what they would do with their recipes, tell me how I can improve on my recipes, and I am here for all of it. Now let's get that banana bread nicely laid flat. And let's add some crunchies on top. This is turbinado sugar. I wish I had some more pecans, but I actually had eaten them already. Pecans. Now, thank you so much for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Look at that banana bread. Nice and moist, nice and soft. Add whatever you like. But anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.